Whoa, here comes the sun. So, that conscious breath, when I wake up every morning, I endeavor to remember that I have more insight, I have more experience under my belt behind me on the wisdom pile than I've ever had in the history of my experience, of my existence. I am learning to remember in each and every moment, not just its first moments of the day, but these are vital to the rest of my day, is anchoring. How may I serve? What's my goal today? To ground, anchor and ground and bring through me as much love and as much life and light and consciousness as I can fit into this day. So breathing, aligning with the truth of who I am. I just want to be here now and listen. I want to be as open to listening to the clearest, brightest, wisest voice within. So how do I do that? I just breathe and stay. I choose to stay here. I choose to wrap up my mind and let her be calm. To still my mind. To be receptive to the wisdom and the life that is exactly as it is. I have a poem for you guys that I wrote in 1996, and I was riding my bike at sunrise before, I don't know what was going on. I think I was going to work, but I was riding my bike before sunrise, and I came along and saw one of my friends out on her front porch, and I knew that she'd planned a home birth with her twins very imminently. And then I noticed her stomach didn't look as big, so I came riding up her driveway and said hi. She waved at me, said, "Come on up." So I rode up the driveway. It's a pretty steep driveway. I remember just the approach, just watching her in the sun rising and her silhouette and wondering, that doesn't look like the silhouette I saw before. And she said, "I had the babies last night." And she was standing out watching the sunrise on the porch. I said, "Oh my gosh, congratulations." She said, "I came out to get the papers. I thought I'd be the headline on the front page. Woman has babies. Amazing feat, this amazing wonder that happened, that is just extraordinary," she said. And so that night I wrote this poem because I was reviewing that day, and that was just such a spectacular moment of woman exclaiming that she was surprised that she wasn't on the front page of the paper because she's amazing. She knew she was so amazing. So to all of us who come through trials and come out the other side and rise and shine again and breathe and know that we have that wisdom under our belts. We have that day is done, and we have everything in that day to grow with, to back ourselves, to build upon. Even the great trials that we fail, we so-called fail or so-called succeed at, whatever that was, we're here. And it's a new day, a new experience, and we have all that experience behind us, coalescing into a completely clear runway for a new choice, So let's breathe, everybody breathe. And together we have a collective humanity, animal kingdom, plant kingdom, mineral kingdom, new choice today that we can make, or tonight if you're in the other side of the world. So I'm going to read this poem that I wrote for her and for me, and how amazing, just that feeling that morning that she had. And I agreed with her that she should have been on the front page. And I went in and saw these two beautiful babies. They were like, I think 6 pounds each or more. So she did really well keeping them in for so long and having her babies so beautifully. So the name of the poem is Extraordinary Circumstances Brought Us Here. And I'm going to show you while I read. Extraordinary circumstances brought us here. Bigger events than any headline poured us into the arms of the world, with not a stitch on our backs, not a cent for some milk. We only had our charm and the compassion and care of some big person to secure the ocean of life, light, moving forms, smells, tastes. Hold me, please, while I ponder these extraordinary circumstances. That was written the winter of 1996 in Maine. I don't know what, I was out on my bike in the winter in Maine. But there you go. So everybody breathe and know.